Well, that's the first rod put out, 2 more to go. I'm down here on Temple Lake at Bury Hill Fisheries, a place I know very, very well. And this is actually my first proper carp session for about a year. Although I've had quite a few carp on my tension endeavours, over 20 pounds, which is very welcome. I'm hoping that now that I'm actually fishing for the carp, I will catch carp. So I'm fishing on boilies, 15mm boilie, bottom baits. My left hand rod I think I'll put on a pop-up, but my middle rod, which I put towards the end of the island over there, and my right hand rod, which will be out probably sort of at about 2 o'clock, put bottom bait on that as well. Feeding wise, I don't tend to go too mad on Temple, so I've put a few loose offerings over the top, and I mixed up a stick mix with a nice liquid, and pinged over a few small little nuggets over the top just to put a bit of scent in, and a few 6mm scratting pellets, not a lot, just a few, on all 3 areas that I'm going to fish. So fingers crossed I can catch a nice big carp, and there's plenty in here that can offer me a new PB, so you never know. I'm here for 48 hours, and let's see what happens. Let's get these other 2 rods sorted out, and away we go. It's very, very warm for this time of year. We're in September, early September. We've got a mini heat wave, and but that's the way it is. If you wait for the weather all the time, you never go, do you? So let's see what happens. Well, it's good to see that it's clouding over a little bit now, which is good. Probably 2 hours time it'll be dark, and then hopefully the carp will get their heads down and start feeding. I've seen a few crashing about a bit further to my left, a few coming round the island as well, surfacing, cruising along, so hopefully when it cools down a bit they get their heads down on my bait, and away we go. That'll be absolutely lovely. If that happens, it is very, very warm and humid, very sticky, very uncomfortable. That's why I had to pop the old shorts on. Putting the bivvy up when I got here, wow, so sticky. Luckily they got a shower up at the top end of the lake there, so that's good. Good facilities here at Bury Hill. Fingers crossed those big carp will play. Like I say, it's my first carp session of this year. It's probably last September when I had one just under £30. If I could repeat that for the camera, I'd be well chuffed. I wasn't actually fishing on my own. There was Martin on swim 6, Andy on swim 5 and Paul on 4, but it was swim 6 with Martin that first burst into life when his alarm screamed off just after 7 o'clock. With his rod set out across towards the aerator, his bait was intercepted by this lovely looking carp. It was the first of 2 fish that Martin would catch on this session. It's Martin with his first carp of the session. Hopefully it's first of many.
Let's hope so.
What size is that?
21.2.
Nice, well done.
Thank you. You want to spin him around?
Oh, let's give you a bit of a slap there. During the early hours of Saturday morning around 3:30 AM, Andy on swim 5 netted his first and only carp of the session at £25. and after netting his fish some 5 minutes later, Paul on the next swim had his alarm sound off, and he was into a smaller carp of around 17 pounds, which turned out to be his only fish of the session as well. It was quite notable that the carp seemed to be feeding around the aeration systems that were positioned in between the islands, and being as I didn't have an aerator system, I was being quite concerned that possibly I wasn't going to catch a fish or get a bite, even though I've been seeing fish cruising around the islands and crashing through the night. Saturday during the day was just like the previous day, with temperatures over 30 degrees. It was far too hot for fish to be feeding. Sunbathing was the order of the day. So I only just left one rod out during the day, just in the hope that maybe I would get a bite and a fish. And then in the early hours of the evening, I just cooled down, thankfully, and watched a bit of rugby outside of the bivvy, chilling out with a drink and trying to keep positive that eventually it was going to be my turn to catch a fish as well. At around 5:45 AM on the Sunday morning, my alarm finally sounded off and I was into a fish. Well, after another fruitless night, just had a couple of bleeps in the night, that was all. Just starting to think, oh, it's not going to happen for me. And 5:45, the alarm screamed off, then it stopped, then bleeped again, and I lifted into this lovely, fully scaled mirror. Unbeknown to me at the time, my sound system was cutting in and out. Must have been the heat. Anyway, it was great to finish with a carp of 24 pounds 1 ounce, a beautifully fully scaled mirror, which brightened up my session. It was an enjoyable session anyway, and it's always nice to put one in the net for the camera, with Martin 2 fish, Paul and Andy with 1 fish each, and myself. We all managed our target of banking a carp, and we all look forward to sometime very soon to return in hopefully much cooler conditions. Well, it is autumn after all. If you enjoy the Fishing Towel Films YouTube channel, then please feel free to like the videos and subscribe to the page, because that spurs me on to make even more fishing videos. Thank you.